the Doldrums, or I guess officially it's the Intertropical Convergence Zone, and it's it's an area low pressure, sort of located close to the equator. I think we're about 2 north now. So it moves up and down seasonally, sort of thing. But it's an area low pressure, sort of close to the equator, where there's actually very little surface wind, hence they get their nickname the Doldrums. And it's where the two lots of trade winds can sort of converge. So in the Atlantic here, you got the northeasterly trades in the northern hemisphere, and then off to the southeast, you got the southeasterly trades, and they kind of come together like so. And then I guess what makes an easy doldrums or a tricky doldrums tends to be the angle of those trade winds and the strength of those trade winds. So when you've got really nice easterly doldrums on both sides, it gets very narrow because they run together and it's confluent. But what gets more tricky is when one side is a lot more stronger than the other, or it's in our case crossing through. We've had a really northerly trade winds coming down in the northern hemisphere, and it's more southerlies to the other side. And the sharper the angle, the bigger the doldrums, because you get a lot of convection. The air runs together and then it tends to go up. Because it's an area low pressure, there's a lot of convective energy, and everything goes up, and it leaves very, very little wind at the surface. So here we are, going slow through a big gap. You know, we came into the doldrums this time in really northerly breeze, which and actually quite weak trade winds in the north, which meant the doldrums had the opportunity to both expand and everything kind of converged and went up, and left was not a lot of wind in the middle. I guess the other thing that's sort of worth mentioning is, because of this sort of convergence, you tend to get bigger doldrums in the east of the Atlantic, close to Africa, and much narrower in the west. So, which is why the current thinking is, or the common thinking is west is best, because you typically get a narrower doldrums. But I think this time it's actually been, to get west you had to go a long way west, which is probably too many miles to make up than the slow crossing. So right now, as it is, I think the fleet's sort of spread over just over 100 miles, and things are slowly getting better as the trades get stronger in the northern hemisphere. It's narrowing the doldrums again, and also pushing them south. So although we're travelling with them a bit, we're actually getting some new wind, and hopefully one more day and we'll be free.